There is no health without mental health. There is no health without mental health. There is no health without mental health. And so say all of us. There is no health without mental health. There is no health without mental health. There is no health without mental health. And so say all of us. There is no health without mental health. That is what we say in mental health balance. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, everyone, wherever you are, all over the world. Kilo Ishele, what's going on? It's been a while. Welcome to Mind Matters with Dr. Nubi. As we prefer to call it, Mind Matters with Dr. P. I'm your regular host. This is our Friday tonic that we normally take. You know what they say. Thanks for joining. Frank Ajegbe, Charlize, Abdi Sunshine, Abu Jessica. It's been a while I did this. You know, sometimes in life, you just have to take a break to sort out one or two things. But mental health remains my own, my passion. And no matter what, Shala, my dog. So this is my passion. This is what I love to do. So no matter what, and no matter how long it may have taken me to be here, rest assured that I will always show up. Today is just for me to more or less come back to my live program and to try to promise that I will be consistent every Friday, 6 o'clock West African time, maybe 12 noon Toronto time, 11 o'clock Saskatchewan time, anywhere you are in the world, 5 o'clock London time, and the likes. I'll be doing this. Today, nothing much. I just want to talk about reason why people don't seek help. Reason why people don't seek help. Why is it that people don't seek help? Most of the time I receive calls. Oh, Dr. Nubi, I wanted to help my relative. He's going through this. But we don't know how to tell him because to him everything is okay. And this guy is not okay. I received that a lot. That relatives will be the one that will be carrying the burden. Meanwhile, the person that is affected, the person is not even seeing it. So what is Pristine? How are you? It's been a while. So why is it that people don't seek help? It's very simple. I tend to make these 15 minutes, no more than that. But let us understand that there are, thank you so much. There are many reasons why people don't seek help. But one of the major reasons is because mental illness affects the brain. Mental illness affects the brain. There's a part of the brain that is supposed to tell you whether what you are doing is right or what you are doing is wrong. There's a part of the brain that is supposed to tell you, oh, this is an unusual event. This is an unusual occurrence. This is an unusual personality. This is an unusual character. The way I'm feeling is unusual. Let me go for help. That part of the brain is activated when you have malaria, typhoid, when you are having serious headache, abdominal pain. So you are the one that will go to hospital. But in mental illness, you too, let's reason it. Let's reason it out. Somebody has mental illness affecting the brain. The brain is supposed to interpret whether your behavior is usual or unusual. Now, that part of the brain is now affected. Will you be able to know whether what you are doing is right or wrong? The answer is no. So today we're talking about reasons why people don't seek help. You know, sometimes say, she come money, doesn't she know that he's having issue? It's because the part of the brain is affected. So in that moment, it is the people outside, the relatives, the friends that will reason for that person. And that is why you cannot say, well, it's his life, it's her life, let her do it the way he or she wants. We're trying to get her help, and he's not even appreciating. Somebody doesn't even know he's ill or she's ill, and you're saying he should be appreciative. Come on. So please, let us understand that one of the major reasons why people don't seek help is because they don't know that they are ill. So we say that psychiatrists are people that take care of you when you don't even know you are ill. Unlike other professionals or other disciplines in medicine and surgery, you are the one that will be running after them. But in the case of mental illness, emotional illness, we run after them. Come on, you are not taking your medication. You have not yet come for follow-up. That is it, because the part of the brain that is supposed to interpret to them that they are not feeling well, that all is not well with them, that part of the brain is not interpreting well. So there's no way they can know. So I believe that is clear. Another reason why people don't seek help is because of stigma. Mental illness, let's be sincere. How many of us, I want you to raise your hands that if you have emotional illness or mental illness today, be it psychosis, depression, anxiety, addiction, anything, you can boldly tell the world, oh, I'm having mental illness. From the comment section, please just raise your hands that yes, I can boldly tell the world I have mental illness. Let me see one or two. You can boldly tell the world. Let's make this international. Let it be, Happy Sunshine said no. Okay, because of the stigma. Who else? You can say yes. You can always say I have depression. You can always say I have mania. I have bipolar. I am suffering from addiction from crack, addiction from cannabis. Oh, I have schizophrenia. Oh, I have panic attack. Oh, wow, pristine. Thank you. I now do. Before you were not doing. Oh, thank God. I know you're a ardent follower of Mind Matters with Dr. Nubi. And I know that with time, that has equipped you, if I'm not mistaken, to now be able to come out and say your story. He said, though people don't really understand. I understand. We all say it. I want to go and see my cardiologist. I want to go and see my endocrinologist for my diabetes. Oh, I'm having bone pains. I want to go and see my rheumatologist. How many can say, oh, you know what? I'm not going to make that meeting. I have an appointment with my psychiatrist because I have emotional issue. In fact, some of you want us to change our name from being a psychiatrist to psychologist. I would say psychiatrists are medical doctors that decide to, specialize in psychiatry. While psychologists are professionals that did psychology, behavioral patterns and everything, and they did masters in clinical psychology. They work hand to hand together with us as mental health team, but they are not medical doctors. But because mental illness affect the body, it can affect the brain, it can lead to different, other ailments in the body. So you need a medical doctor to rule out other causes or other associated factors before they now cone it down to mental illness. So you don't just go to non-medical personnel. You first of all go to the doctor who will do tests, x-ray, scan and everything. Rule out that what is happening to you is not what we call organic cause. Then if they now need psychologists to help, maybe the way you are thinking is the way is why you are depressed and they can now refer you to psychotherapists or clinical psychologists. But because the name psychiatry, you say, oh, God forbid, how would the world will now know that I'm seeing a psychiatrist? So you can see that not everyone wants to be associated with that particular ailment called mental illness. So because of that, people, even when they know that they are going through a lot, shege, even when they know that they are going through a lot, they will not want to talk. How many people will be going through emotional illness that will say, yes, I am, helpless, I need help, and they will just naturally go for help? No, we live in denial. And so today we are talking about reasons why people don't seek emotional help, reasons why people don't seek mental health care. And we said the first is because that part of the brain that is supposed to tell them that they have emotional illness, that part of the brain is not, so to say, okay or correct. The second is because of the stigma. We will still devote a time to talk about stigmatization, different myths surrounding mental illness. We'll be demystifying it. All the things that mental illness is transferred through breastfeeding, all those ones, this year we're going to demystify. But at least we want to look at least 3 or 4 major reasons why people don't seek help. So you can see that the stigma is so prevailing that nobody wants to, we just want to come like Nicodemus in the night. Nicodemus, for those of us who are Bible believing followers, Nicodemus will go in the middle of the night to say, oh, what do I do to be saved? That is the way some of us go to the psychiatrist, because we believe that people will shame us, people will stigmatize us, they will stigmatize our family. It's so bad to the extent that even if your children or generation wants to get married, people will tell them, in that family, there's problem. In that family. So it becomes a form of stigma to that particular family because of our archaic belief about mental illness. And all those things we're going to do. Because my aim is for you to be able to know that you have emotional illness and you come forward. Oh, Dr. Nubi, can I have online session with you? Oh, let me refer you to Grace Scotty Clinic in Ilupeju. We have doctors over there. I also oversee the place. But how many? Most of us will not want to. We have to persuade. Some will say, where is your clinic located? It's in Ilupeju. Okay, I will go there. Some will say, let's have online therapy. And by the time we have 1 or 2, they will not be able to tell anybody that they're having therapy. They will abort it. Someone said I was once in a psychiatrist, and when I got to the session to ask for the doctor, a cancer patient was beside me. Once he heard I wanted to see a psychiatrist, wow, this is a good story. So maybe pristine. I mean, it's good for me to hear the story. So I hope he whispered to his helper to move him away from my side. Can you imagine a cancer patient, a terminal illness carrier, is even stigmatizing somebody that has mental illness? That is how bad it is. People would rather say, I would rather have HIV than have mental illness. Some will even say, I would rather have cancer than have mental illness, which is totally false. I hope this year I will be able to destigmatize, I will be able to remove the myth surrounding mental illness, so that we boldly come around and say, oh, I have emotional illness, I have mental illness, I'm seeing my doctor, I'm seeing my psychiatrist. The way you boldly say, oh, I have depression, I have diabetes, I have hypertension, I have rheumatic fever problem, I have rheumatoid arthritis. You can boldly talk. But now, everybody is still. But we're going to get there. I believe we'll get there. Yeah. Sorry about the experience, Pristine. And I appreciate the fact that you laughed, because, you look at it that, come on, it's not that deep. Mental illness is not that deep. I think I should just do a series. I will just call it Mental Illness is Not That Deep. Oh, somebody should remind me. I like that topic. I'm going to create a slide on that and I will present it here. Mental illness is not that deep. We must make this thing fun. Nobody prays to be ill. But the truth is that illness is illness. Illness is illness. It's not that deep. Come on. So please, it's important for us to know why people don't seek help. So when your friend you think is going through emotional illness is trying to be evasive, and you have been telling him or her to go for care, and he sees you as his enemy or our enemy, try to know, Dr. JJ, how are you? Good to see you. So mental illness is not that deep. I can tell you, it's not that deep. It's not as you are seeing it. It's not that deep now. Come on. So please, when someone tells you, oh, I'm having emotional illness, this and that, just say it's not that deep. Go and see your psychiatrist now. Even the way we too will say it, even the way we relate, we are supposed to be mental health ambassadors. Some of us, the way we even mental addiction, we even make those who have it to become jittery. We make them to become so ashamed of speaking out. So, as mental health ambassadors, even if you are not having emotional illness, your attitude, what's it? Emotional illness. Is it bipolar or what? Depression? Go and see a doctor now. There are so many psychiatrists. The way you even explain will make the person to feel so relaxed. That, oh, okay, I'm not being judged. I'm not being stigmatized. All right. Okay? So it is very, very important that we help those who have emotional illness. It is important. Then another reason why people don't seek help on time is lack of knowledge. Yes, ignorance. Somebody called me yesterday and said, do you know I'm not aware there are private psychiatrists? I said, come on. He said, the only one I know in Nigeria is Oselu, Yaro, Yabalebs, all those things. I said, no. We have public psychiatric hospitals. We have private mental health. Grace Lotte Clinic that I run has been in operation for over 7 years now. And, as much as possible, everything has been fine. So ignorance is another thing. Some have to go and search. And I tell people, go to Google and just like private psychiatric hospital or private mental health. So ignorance is another thing. Ignorance is another reason why people don't seek help. And you know what they say, ignorance of the law is not an excuse. Okay? So you can't say you are ignorant and you don't know. There are so many of my colleagues who are doing excellently well. There are so many private hospitals that are taking care of emotional illness. So today we are talking about reasons why people don't seek help, especially mental health care. And we said number one, the brain is the one that is affected. That brain is the one that's supposed to tell you whether your behavior is normal or abnormal. Whether you are going through depression, anxiety, panic, addiction, and co. The brain is supposed to tell you that this thing is becoming excessive. This is not your usual self. But if that part of the brain is affected, forget it. There's no way you will know. There's no way. Because the brain is the one that's supposed to interpret. You have fever, you have bone pain, you have chest pain, but that part of the brain is affected. So what do? Then we say the second reason why people don't seek help is because of the stigma. People would rather say, I want to go and see my cardiologist, I want to see my endocrinologist, I want to go and see this or that. But I want to see my psychiatrist. Many of you will not want to be my client. How many of us want to see Dr. Nubi? You see? Meanwhile, there is nothing. Even people stigmatize us. I know some of my clients, when I see them, they don't want to greet me. But those who are very knowledgeable, those who understand, those who have conquered their stigma, those who understand themselves, those who understand, they say, Dr. Nubi, how are you? Some people say, you know what? I want to refer you to my doctor. I've gotten a lot of references from my old clients who have done very well. Yes. They say, you know what? I have a psychiatrist. Some people say we should change our name to psychotherapist, behavioral modification analyst. Some say we should change it to human behavior illness. Just so that's what we should do. I say psychic is mind. Psychic is about the brain. Tree is the study. So there's no way we can change the psychic, psychology, psych. But they just want us to change so that, mental health analyst. Some of my colleagues even go by mental health and behavioral modificator. All those things. Necessary. Emotional illness is emotional illness, mental illness, call it whatever name. It's a problem of the mind, the brain. And there are medications, there are talk therapies that you can use to help you. So it's not that deep. Mental illness is not that deep. Come on. Mental illness is not that deep. Mental illness is not that deep. Let's talk the stigmatization, please. So this is one of the reasons why people don't seek help. One of the reasons why they don't seek help is because they feel stigmatized. And even we as mental health ambassadors, the way we relate to them, we seem to judge them. You open, mental illness. It runs in their family. Don't go and marry there. Don't go and do this. Why? So please, another reason is ignorance. As I said, people don't know that there are private hospitals. Grace Scotty Clinic that I run is a private hospital. We've been in existence for over 7 years. And God has helped us to help so many people suffering from addiction, suffering from panic disorder, panic attack, suffering from depression. Many people are suicidal, people have bipolar, addiction issues, people are brought from US, Canada, UK. They are not doing well. And at all. Thank you, Pristine. It's not that deep at all. Thank you. Someone should remind me of this topic. Mental illness is not that deep. Okay? So it is very important. Don't forget, the brain is refusing to interpret to them that they are ill. That's why they don't seek help. Number 2, the stigma associated with mental illness. People would rather prefer to have cancer, HIV, than to have mental illness. And 3, ignorance. Because people don't want the stigma. They will say, if I go to public hospital, another person will see me. They will say, things like that. And they don't want such to happen. And they believe that they will see one doctor today. If you don't want to go to public hospitals, there are private hospitals around. There are colleagues that are doing very well. Okay? So these are 3 major reasons why people don't seek help. There are many other reasons why people don't seek help. Denial is the 4th reason. Denial. Many people know that they are ill. Many people know that what they are going through is emotional illness. But they are in denial. They are just in that denial that, nothing is wrong with me. Even though they know that a lot of things are wrong. You are not sleeping. You are withdrawn to yourself. Each time you cannot control your crying. You get angry easily. You're hearing voices. You believe people are talking about you when you walk around. You believe people are monitoring you. You feel unsafe. You feel people want to harm you. These are subtle signs of emotional illness. Loss of appetite, poor concentration, memory problem, a state of despondency, sense of hopelessness, helplessness, worthlessness. These are many signs. Sometimes you just feel as if you are existing, that you are not living. There is no energy. You get tired easily. Motivation. There's no volition to do anything. You are in a state of apathy. You don't want to socialize. You feel as if your breath wants to cease. Sometimes you just begin to shake and hyperventilate. There are so many signs. Or you are so engrossed in a habit that you cannot stop. Each time you promise yourself you will stop, you find yourself going back to it. All these things may have different names that we call them in mental health balance. But symptoms-wise, these are the things that people go through. And but some people are in denial. They're in denial. So denial is the 4th reason why people don't seek help. Unfortunately, if you don't seek help on time, by the time you are forced to seek help, it's like pregnancy. If you hide it, one day to show up. You can lie to many people at a point in time, but after a while, you'll not be able to control. I hope I remember, I'm going to discuss ways that people try to cope with emotional illness before they seek help. We're going to be talking about series of, this series, why people don't seek help. And next week, we're going to, by the grace of God, we'll talk about why, what people try to do when they don't seek help. They do it yourself that people try to do that is quite abnormal. They try to do it by themselves. They try to sort it out. I'm going to be mentioning some of those things so that if you know anyone that is going through emotional illness and is trying those methods, he should or she should stop, because at the end of the day, it does not work. So what are the things people do that that will make them to say, I don't need doctors, I don't need anybody. Another reason why people don't seek help is the culture. Example, the culture of, only those who are weak seek help. Only those who are weak say they have emotional illness. Especially men folk. Research have shown that almost 60% of those men who have emotional problems don't seek help. You know what they say? They are supposed to be strong. Real men don't cry. So men are being, belabored with so many burdens and everything, and they say, no, I will shoulder it. There's no problem. I'm a man. You are going through stress at work, stress at home, stress in the society, and you continue to say, no, I'm a man. I'm a man. Real men don't cry. Yoruba will say, ibi to le lati n bo ọmọkùnrin. All those things. Eventually, what happens? It happens to women too. So women say, no, I'm a feminist. I will not give up. I will not do this. Even though research shows that women seek help more than men. But some still decide to say, no, I am unbreakable. You must learn to seek help. You must learn to seek help, because the truth is that your ability to know your breaking point is what really makes you a real person. When you're in denial and you continue to say, oh, no problem, I will pull through it. There are so many quotations. When the road gets tough, gets going. And when the road gets tough, all those things is to kill us. People have committed suicide. People have been, pressed and run down by stress to the extent that they eventually die. Common things that we have taken care of. So it is important for us to know that our culture sometimes encourages that set of manliness, the gender disparity, the patriarchy society that believes that a real man should be there, a real man should do this, a real man does not show his weakness. So all those things are some of the reasons why people don't seek help. People don't seek help because of religious belief. Somebody that believes that mental illness that he or she has, or somebody around him has, is because of the arrow of the enemy. Why would the person go to the hospital? They will say, oh, it is a spiritual attack. They have seen a star. They've seen a star. They will not go for help. They will not seek help because they don't believe it is medical. It's when they come to the hospital, we now begin to tell them, oh no, this is the brain. This is how the brain affects our mood, our behavior, our thinking. If you have emotional illness, instead that any of these three areas will be the one that will be affected. Instead that your behavior is abnormal or unusual. Instead that your thinking is erratic or unusual. Instead that your mood is abnormal. Just feeling sad, just feeling happy, just feeling melancholy, just feeling depressed for no reason. So these are some of the reasons. So ladies and gentlemen, mental health ambassadors, today is more or less my debut this year. It's been a long time I did this, and I've tried as much as possible to tell us reasons why people don't seek help. By the grace of God, next week we'll talk about what people do. The do it yourself, DIY, that people try to do when they have emotional illness. The coping strategies that people try to use, and they are maladaptive. The spiritual thing, very common. They tell you, somebody that is already having brain problem, they not tell the person to go and fast for 21 days without eating. What are you doing to the brain? You are depriving the brain of the glucose. So the person will become more, ill. Or you tell the person to pray throughout the night for 7 days. Sleep is very vital to the brain. Somebody is already having an emotional problem that is caused by brain issue. You are not telling the person not to sleep. Meanwhile, the sleep is supposed to restore the person. So you can see what religion at times does. We are going to talk about some of these things. I want us to. I'll be rounding up now. This is 30 minutes, 99 minutes, 15 seconds. I don't intend to go beyond 30 minutes. There's no health without mental health. Victor Perez, thanks for joining. Thanks to see you. Thanks for having me back online. There's no health without mental health. If you miss this live broadcast, it will be posted on my page. I also have the YouTube stream, and it's important that you go there. Share it with those who are in denial, okay? And those who are saying nothing is wrong with me. Till I come your way next week, it's good to see all of you. Thanks. all of you that have joined me. Shilema, good to see you. Shegun, Pristine, Abby Sunshine, Sylvia Kem, Dr. Ablum, and Jedero. I just love you all. Thank you, Rubies and Jem, Karode Akonji. Thank you, Dr. Jeje, Dio Robs. All of you, too many to mention. Bye-bye.